Um, Hello and welcome to your second tutorial. In this tutorial, I want to do a few things real fast before we begin coding. One of those things being reviewing the code, because I remember the last tutorial was kind of in bad quality, so I'm just going to review the code real fast. If you remember, and under project and build options, you should have successfully linked the libraries. Under C++ platformer, yeah, not under debug or release, under this one. And it should be this one, this library right here. These should be in that order. If you're going to be making audio in your game, which I think you will, you should do that. Remember, these are direct file paths. To get a direct file path, you do add, click, and under the C drive, remember, Zhihawk engine right here, or cling, lib, win, and right there. Okay, after you have successfully linked the library, you should have added this into your program. Ignore this stuff. This is me. I've added that by default. Take this. In fact, take this, copy it, go up to settings, editor, on top of code blocks, and you should get this. Go down to default code, and this is where you can set your default code. So every time you create a source file or a header, this pops up. I'm not going to put that here because of the fact that I use this already. So add that, cancel. So let's begin. First thing you want to do is, after that, you want to declare that you're using the main namespace of Hawk, and then you want to say that you're using, you want to declare a message object. And you're not actually going to directly use this. In fact, there will only be one method that uses this, but it's absolutely vital. Next, you want a boolean called active that says if the game is active. Pretty simple. Then you want a main method, and it's not like int main. I mean, it is, but it's specifically for the Win API. Once you have that, you want to make sure that your parameters are the same. If they are not, then make them the same. And then after that, directly after, you want to write build frame. You want to do 100, 100, 700, 700, test, h instance, hprev instance, lpsdr, end cmd show. This is the full screen, so you can set that to true if you want your game full screen. Full window means that you get the full window, and the pointer to active, which is right here. Enable OpenGL, pretty self-explanatory, and then say while active, handle input. It's going to take a reference to your message object, draw begin, and draw end. You need this whenever you're going to draw an object. Test draw to make sure we have the library set up correctly. And this right here, if vkb escape, active equals false, this basically says if the escape key is pressed, set active to false, and then our final return 0. And if you were to run that, this is what your game should look like. You should have an innocent triangle, and you should be able to escape by pressing escape. Just a few things. If you wanted to make your game full screen, like in Call of Duty, you can set that to true, or like any other game basically. Watch, it is full screen now. I'm going to make this no border. And what this is going to do is this is going to make your game actually full screen without the border. See, now your game, you can't see it on my screen, but if you were to copy this code, then you have your game full screen. And that's basically all we're going to do in this tutorial. We'll just review. Next tutorial we'll start off by drawing our own objects onto the screen instead of having a test draw do that for us. Until then, I will see you later.